You ever have one of those mornings where you walk into the shop, take one sip of coffee, and immediately realize you forgot to empty the dust collector yesterday?
Haha, let me guess. You turned on the planer and created a localized blizzard?
Worse, I didn't turn on the planer. I just looked at the pile of shavings on the floor, looked at my coffee, and realized there's already a fine layer of walnut floating in my French roast.
Extra fiber. That's just the maker's breakfast, Tiger.
It adds an earthy note. Welcome back to the TigerDen podcast, kids. It's January 31st, 2026. We've survived the first month of the year somehow.
Barely. But the industry isn't slowing down. I've been looking at the 2026 tool forecasts you sent over, and honestly, some of this feels like science fiction. Are we really doing smart hand tools now?
We are. And before you roll your eyes, which I can see you doing, here's the thing nobody tells you about high end site work. Accountability is a nightmare. Pro Tool Reviews is highlighting these tools that sync to management software. Imagine you're building a timber frame or a massive steel structure. The tool logs exactly how much torque you applied to every single bolt. No more, I think I tightened that. It's in the cloud.
Wait, hold on. So now my wrench is going to snitch on me to my boss if I didn't give it that extra quarter turn?
Exactly. It's the tattletale torque key. Ask me how I know. That would have saved me 3 days of rework on that deck I built in 19. I had a lag bolt that decided to go on a solo journey because I got distracted by a squirrel.
I'm more interested in what Makita is doing. Serviceable batteries, higher discharge.
Tool Guide leaked the 2026 battery lineup. They're focusing on cooling. If you've ever run a cordless demo hammer for more than 10 minutes, you know the battery gets hot enough to fry an egg. Makita's new cells are designed to dump heat faster. It means you can actually work through a whole shift without swapping 4 batteries.
Okay, but for the rest of us, the people who aren't tearing down walls every day, is the genius garage stuff actually genius, or just more plastic bins?
It's modular, Alex. Everything is on rails now. Think of it like Lego for grown-ups who have way too many clamps.
Speaking of having too many tools, didn't I see you trying to explain a new bandsaw purchase to your wife as a necessary household investment last week?
It's a precision instrument for bread slicing. Anyway, moving on.
Nice pivot. Let's talk about the trades. You saw that piece about automotive techs moving into the front office?
Yeah, and it's about time. There's this old school mentality that if a tech wants to become a service advisor, the shop owner is losing a pair of hands.
Which is short-sighted, right?
Completely. Here's the reality. Who do you want explaining a $3,000 transmission rebuild to a customer? A salesperson who read a brochure, or the guy who has been covered in transmission fluid for 15 years?
I've been that customer. When the person at the desk clearly doesn't know what a CV joint is, I'm out the door.
Exactly. Supporting your team's career shift creates a leadership pipe. If you're a shop owner in 2026, stop trying to keep your best techs at the bench forever. If they want to lead, let them lead. That's how you build a business that doesn't crumble when you're not there.
Speaking of businesses not crumbling, let's talk about the maker mogul side of things. I'm seeing more people frustrated with Etsy lately. The just make a cutting board and post it strategy seems dead.
It's been dead for 3 years. Some people just haven't smelled the carcass yet. If you want to make money in 2026, you have to think in product families.
Explain that.
If you build one custom dining table, you're a hobbyist. If you design a dining table, a matching bench, and a coffee table that all use the same leg geometry and joinery, now you're a manufacturer. You're batching parts. You're cutting your overhead.
And what about restoration? You're always talking about the trash to treasure margin.
It's the highest margin in the game right now. Raw lumber prices are still bouncing around like a basketball, but a vintage chair frame from a thrift store, that's cheap. If you can learn basic upholstery, which, full disclosure, I still find terrifying, you can turn a $50 find into a $1,000 piece.
Wait, why does upholstery scare a master woodworker? It's just fabric and staples.
Because wood stays where you put it, Alex. Fabric has feelings. It stretches, it puckers, it mocks me.
Haha, I will pay money to see Tiger versus a sewing machine.
Let's keep that behind the paywall.
Okay, let's get into the DIY mastery stuff. I saw the DeWalt 2026 preview from World of Concrete. Vibration reduction?
It's legit. They've basically built internal shock absorbers into the handles. Your wrists don't feel like they've been in a beehive after drilling into concrete all day. But honestly, the hack for 2026 isn't a tool at all. It's the golden ratio.
Oh boy, here come the math lessons.
It's not math, it's magic. Look, have you ever built a bookshelf and it just looked clunky? You couldn't say why, but it felt like a middle school shop project.
Every time I build anything that isn't a box.
It's because the proportions are off. If you use 1 to 1.6, the golden ratio, for your height and width, the human eye just accepts it as beautiful. It's the difference between a project that looks homemade and one that looks handcrafted.
And what about the wood itself? Everyone's talking about drying their own lumber now. Is that just people being cheap, or is there a benefit?
A bit of both. But here's the secret nobody tells you about green wood. If you don't seal the end grains the day you cut it, you've just made firewood.
Ask me how I know.
Ask me how I know. I once had a beautiful slab of black cherry. I thought, I'll get to it next week. Next week came, and the ends had checked and split so deep, I could have used them as a coin slot. Waste of $100 and a beautiful tree. Seal your ends, people. Patience is the cheapest tool in your shop.
That's actually a nice sentiment. I feel like we're always rushing to the finished project photo for social media.
That's the trap. The shop isn't just a place to make things, it's a place to make yourself a little more patient, a little more precise. Whether you're a pro mechanic moving into management or a hobbyist trying to dry a log in your garage, the goal is the same: growth.
Even if that growth involves walnut-flavored coffee.
Especially then, it keeps you humble.
So, what's the move for this weekend?
If you're in the trades, look at a certification you've been dodging. If you're a maker, look at your workflow. Can you batch something? And if you're just starting, go get a piece of wood and some sandpaper. Make something ugly, then make it better.
I think I'll start by cleaning the sawdust out of your coffee machine.
Don't touch it. That's where the flavor lives.
Haha, fair enough. We'll see you guys in the den next time.
And seriously, seal those end grains. I'm not kidding.